Welcome, friends. This is World Peace Forum. We have been having this forum in Tamil every week. And from last month, we decided to have once a month in English to reach out to a wider audience. And the purpose of the World Peace Forum is to bring awareness among people, particularly among the younger generation, the need for the world peace and to take action in their own circle, in their own neighborhood. This forum has been held for the last 2 years in Tamil on a weekly basis. Now we are starting to have this World Peace Forum in English once a month on the first Saturday to reach wider audience. So this is the second of that English forum. We have been successful so far to reach to many individuals in many countries. And I hope this can go far and wide and make some effect in the hearts of people. And I'd like to remind, in our conversation, sorry. We'll go to the devotional part. Sorry about it.
Namaste. I'm Meenakshi Yogi. So I'll start with Hinduism. Be united, speak in harmony. Let your minds apprehend alike. Common be your prayer. Common be the end of your assembly. Common be your resolution. Common be your deliberations. Alike be your feelings. Unified be your hearts. Common be your intention. Perfect be your unity. Hinduism, Rig Veda.
Buddhism. Now, in understanding wrong understanding as wrong and right understanding as right, one practices right understanding first. This is step. And in making efforts to overcome wrong understanding and to arouse right understanding, one practices right effort. Sixth step. And in overcoming wrong understanding with attentive mind and dwelling with attentive mind in the possession of right understanding, one practices right attentiveness. Seventh step. Hence, there are three things that accompany the and follow upon right understanding, namely right understanding, right effort, and right attentiveness. The eightfold path Buddhist scripture.
Bamlak.
Yes?
Can you read?
Christianity, assuredly, I say to you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, I say to you that if two of you agree on earth concerning anything that they ask, it will be done for them by Father in heaven. For where two or three are gathered together in my name, I am there in the midst of them. Christian scripture, Matthew 18:80 up to 20.
Islam. Behold, God took the covenant of the prophets, saying, I give you a book and a wisdom. Then comes to you an apostle confirming what is with you. Do ye believe him and render him help? God said, do ye agree and take this my covenant as binding on you? They said, we agree. He said, then be a witness, and I am with you among the witnesses. If any turn back after these, they are perverted transgressors. Holy Quran, Surah 8, Surah 3, 81, 82.
Baha'i faith. The prime requisites for them that take counsel together are purity of motive, radiance of spirit, detachment from all else save God, attraction to his divine fragrances, humility and lowliness amongst his loved ones, patience and long suffering in difficulties, and servitude to his exalted threshold. Should they be graciously aided to acquire these attributes, victory from the unseen kingdom of Baha shall be vouchsafed to them. Baha Scriptures, Abdul Baha. Thank you, friends, for reading this. And the theme of these holy words were on consultation or coming to some agreement. Earlier, I wanted to show this slide and explain what I wanted to say. My voice was not giving the time, but now this is from the Universal House of Justice, a letter dated 25th of November 2020. Universal House of Justice is the supreme administrative body of the Baha'i faith. And they guide us in what we should be doing. They say that whether through deeds or words, the merit of your every contribution to social well-being lies first in your resolute commitment to discover that precious point of unity where contrasting perspectives overlap and around which contending peoples can coalesce. So in our discussion, we will try to find the common thing. Now I call upon Madam Meenakshi Yogi to give her presentation. Please briefly introduce yourself and then give your presentation. You can share your
Namaste,
slide.
namaste everybody. I'm Meenakshi Yogi. I'm from Nepal. I am mother of a 2-year-old boy, and recently I'm on a like being a stay-at-home mother at the moment, but also same time working as a consultant for the Children Peace Home here in Nepal. So that is my small introduction. So I will now jump to the presentation part, and I hope everybody can see this. Can you see this?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about nonviolent communication. I hope everybody are very familiar with this terminology and how it works. And as we are talking on the terms of like a peace building and how we can give to the community. So in my personal experience from professional and personal life, this has really worked very effectively to resolve the like inner conflict with the people, or how to like in a professional setting. So I wanted to give a little bit of glimpse what I've learned and what I've learned through my education and through my experience on this regard. So without any further ado, I jump on this. So the nonviolent communication is actually a form of communication, which helps to have like a which helps to facilitate the communication goes easily, and which helps to like give the information to the person who is in the receiving end, and which is more about informative and trying to understand the feeling with lots of empathy and lots of active listening. And the one who is giving or sending this communication and the one who is receiving are in a much more of like you know in a peaceful manner, that there is no judgment involved. So the nonviolent communication is that. And it also helps to identify our shared values and needs, because sometimes we have a tendency, like when I start to speak, when I don't know the how the person in front of me is thinking, then if I keep on start saying the things what I wanted to say, then there is a like a big gap, it is like a wall, because the receiving end can be like be in the same place like me I am, because it doesn't need, there is no necessary to have a like a same thought of same pattern of thought in the both receiving end. So this nonviolent communication also helps to identify within myself what I'm intending to say, and also to understand how the person in front of me is in the situation. Either it can be in emotional level, or it can be in the like a physical level, external and internal. So this really encourages us to like non-violent communication encourages us to use the language that is very much in a goodwill, and also to in understanding perspective, and also like how to say to get rid of all the resentments we tend to have, and also within ourselves, like how to say inferiority among within yourself. So this is about that. So non-violent communication is very one of the important part when it comes to the peace building, very from the like a grassroots level, So that is the thing. And this NVC concept was introduced by Dr. Marcel B. Rosenberg. Um, he started this conversation concept with the aim of understanding the communication between the two people, how the resentment build ups, and how we can solve this by having the patience and compassion for one another. And the nonviolent communication is also very much, you don't need to like have to have like a certain degrees or certain kind of education to implement this nonviolent communication. It can be used by anyone. It doesn't need to be like grand, like a two-on-two person thing to be talking about, or how do I say this? Not grand gesture. It is more about the gesture you understand from the the people who you are talking with. So it is, and sometimes we tend to forget about our accent and our voices. We tend to listen to the what other person is saying, how they're reacting. But nonviolent communication also talks about how we have been reacting, how is our body language, how we have been giving the feel, sending the voices or giving the communication on in front of you, you know. So it is also about taking responsibility of our choices, about our words and what we want with this kind of communication and the relationship it goes through this, you know. So it all really talks about the improving the quality of our relationship, because that is the goal. If we want to mm, peaceful attitude among each other, understanding each other is very essential part of nonviolent communication. And when Dr. Rosenberg started this concept, it was more of, you know, like in a organization or in institution level. Sometimes people do tend to have a conflict and all, but now so at that time he also used between the conflicted, you know, there was a time when there was lots of wars going on. Still it is going on. It is not like the war or the conflict has been end, because conflict can be happen in a day-to-day basis also, not in the more of a violent war situation, a violent conflict situation. But conflict is something that happens in a daily basis. Sometimes it is within yourself, sometimes with the friends, families, within a groups, within an office, within a a community. So it is very much tend to be there. So Dr. Rosenberg started in that concept in schools, in institutions, and in groups, where it was more of evident conflict that was going upon. So that is how started with the NVC, and now it is all over the world going on. There are lots of certified trainers. Now I have here mentioned only 200 certified trainers, but there are more than 200. Within Nepal only, we can have more than 200 certified trainers who talk about this NVC in the community, in the schools, in the institute, everywhere, in the companies. So this is that. And the intent of nonviolent communication is to, more creating more like a personal connection, satisfying personal connection. So when I'm talking to anybody, with my child or with my husband or with my parents or with my colleagues, so it is about building the relationship, trying to understand each other's perspective, trying to show that your intents and how you want to communicate, so it is also about honoring and respecting each other's values, and healing from our own experiences and relationship that has been painful or unsuccessful. So that is, NVC is more focusing on um, helping yourself so that you can help others through the communication. And so here I want to, because nonviolent communication is like a really big concept. I try to how to say, squeeze as much as I can, because it is very lots of things that goes within this self. As I've talked with Siva sir before, that we can discuss about this in the future days also, because they are very compact information. But I'll try to, how to say this, make it more simplified version. So here in nonviolent communication, there are four steps. One is observation, feeling, needs, and request. So observation, it talks about what you see, in the visual form, like what you can hear, what you can feel in a touching, no, without any kind of judgment, without any kind of evaluation. When I see two children are playing, what I see is two children are playing. There are lots of noises, fun. Somebody's falling down, So there is no judgment. There is no hidden message. Oh, this guy might be feeling this way. This girl might be feeling that way. So it is more about how you see in your from the, how to say, from the noises, from the sounds, from the eyes. Yeah, something like that. And feeling is, how you feel about that in the situation. Sometimes we tend to mix with the thoughts, sometimes you tend to think about something, and you tend to mix up with the feeling, and it is not necessary that you feel and thought in the same process. you know. Sometimes you are feeling cold, but in your thought you might be like very angry, so you don't tend to like, have the connection. So in the feeling, it talks about how you feel at that moment, not rationally but more emotionally, how it is going on, where there is no like, oh, this guy said that, so I must respond in that way, not in that sense, but more in a feeling sense. And needs is more like, human nature, what you need. So when you are like walking on a like 40 degrees celsius out in the sun, then the for some people the need might be the shadow, to sit under the root tree. For some people it might be like they're very thirsty, they want to drink water. But the needs are like, same for everybody. It doesn't like, so situation can differ the needs, but needs are shared because everybody feels might need that way. Like if you're hungry, everybody needs food, so something like that. So it is more about identifying this, and request is like more of expressing requests so that other are more willing to respond. Like if you make a command, then people don't tend to listen you, if, with either if it is your children or your family or your colleagues, or in a bigger settings in the institution, sometimes we tend to demand, we tend to command. I want this report by this time, something like that. I want food by 6 o'clock, something like that. But it is more of a request, like I might get hungry, so more of like you make it more compassionate way. So these are the things, 4 steps in nonviolent communication, which is very important. What you observe, how you feel about that situation, what is the need at that moment, and how we request is the, the form of communication pattern that goes. And same come from the other end, how they are observing the situation, how they are feeling the situation, what their need might be at that time, and how they are requesting or commanding or demanding. So it is more about coming to the common ground and trying to find, like a better understanding for each other. So I hope I'm making sense for everybody. If you have questions, please do ask me if they at the end of this presentation or any other time. So another thing, the major important elements of NVC is active listening and empathy. So active listening means, there are 4 type of active listening. It is one is like just simply listening. You don't interfere, you don't say anything, just listen what the other person wants to say. You just look at them, let them release whatever they are feeling. They don't want to be interrupted, they just want to like take out what they are feeling. Sometimes summarizing, if you are like discussing something in very important, that you tend to like summarize in for the people, so that you guys are in the like same page. Somebody, for example, if you are in a institution or organization setting, in a professional setting, one of your colleague is trying to saying something, and you are in the receiving end, then you need to like, summarize, because if you are being the team, then you need to know what your friend is saying or colleague is saying, so that you can come to the common ground and work together. And sensing what's important, sometimes, like somebody's crying, talking to you, venting out, some friend is very much hurt, then you need to know what this person is feeling. Maybe they need some water, some tea, maybe some drinks, or some like helping hand, like medicine, I don't know, the situation. So it is more about the type of listening you can give with the friend over there. And sensing feeling and need, sometimes like, when you see your child has had a bad accident, they come to your home, the first thing they want is your hug, then give them hug, something like that. Feeling what they're trying to sense, what they're feeling or needing, so this also kind of brings the communication alive, and to trying to understand this perspective. It doesn't necessarily need to be like a verbal communication, it can be more like a physical or non-verbal communication. And empathy is like really important in non-violent communication. It is one of the like essence of this thing, trying to understand it from the other's perspective. Sometimes we're so much in our own world, we don't want to understand from other perspective, we don't want to know what you are thinking. It is all about always about me and me and me. But sometimes the people can have like a really bad day, or like have a really bad time or really bad life. So it is important to know what they are feeling. You can't just go and blot out whatever you want to say. So this is also very important. And having said that, I have finished my short and sweet presentation. You might guys have some questions or some recommendation. If you have like this experience, then please do share with me. I hope that makes sense with you all guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Meenakshi Jogi. Yes, you have compressed your presentation in a very short, and also your communication through the PowerPoint was very useful.
Thank you.
So what I got from you is often request. Often request is O for observe,
Mm-hmm.
F for feeling,
Mm-hmm.
N
And
for needs, and R for request. Often, or if
okay.
often request.
Thank you. Thank you for taking
And
it.
I was listening to one podcast called Society Builders.
Mm-hmm.
A nice podcast. In that, the host, Dr. Duan Varan, he was interviewing many people like you who has done conflict resolution and the like. And
Okay.
one of the ladies, I forgot the name, whether it is Lisa Ishrich or Amanda Ripley, I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
In the communication, you mentioned that summarizing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of the steps is to summarize.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she used a term called loop.
Loop,
The
yeah.
loop means that what you said, then I try to tell, say that back again,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and till I get it correct,
Yeah.
you loop it. So
Mm.
she used the term loop.
Loop, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, if there are anyone here present have any comments or questions, please ask now and briefly, and then we will go to the next speaker. But I think Meenakshi, madam has a baby. She may have to look after the baby. If at all you can continue to be present or go and come back or whatever it is, we will be
I'll
thankful.
just switch on and switch off thing now.
Okay. Anyone, any comments or question? Otherwise, we can go to the next one. Okay, thank you. And it was beautiful. And maybe if you can share the presentation, we can share with the friends. It will be
Okay.
useful. And Marshall Rosenberg training, probably they should be able to, if they are interested, they should be able to go and do the training. Is it, you had to pay for it or is it free?
Actually, I studied in Austria, so it was part of our course. And one of Marcel Rosenberg student was teaching us at that moment, so it was part of the course.
Okay.
And I took that from my education and some with my experience training TOT for this concept. So
All right.
I'm kind of like verified to do this. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to do the training on the basis of the education only.
Right.
Yeah, I think in India also, I don't know other part of the country, but India they have somewhere in Kerala or somewhere they have like official TOTs for NVC also, if I'm not wrong. Maybe
Right.
I can find some links and information and send it to you so that you can
Thank
send
you.
it. Yeah, share with the group. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And now
Thank you.
we will go to the next
Shall
presentation,
I stop the sharing?
and it will automatically
Okay.
go. Yes.
Yes.
So next one is Tanu Brown from Liberia. Are you there, Tanu?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Okay. Yes. So Tanu is going to present the topic one, which is selfless service, and he will You will introduce yourself briefly and then give your presentation. And if you are going to have any PowerPoint, you can share.
All right, thank you. Thank you again. I hope I'm clear. Uh, like our own dad and head has said, I'm Tanun Z. Brown, and I'm from West Africa, Liberia. Is it clear?
Yes.
All right. I'm from West Africa, Liberia, where we're giving birth to, and I'm currently based in and giving back to my society. And from time memorial, I'm one person who grew up in the midst of too many young people, in the midst of a lot of different people from cross continent, and I like grew up just liking and wanting to always discover. I mean, with that kind of a curiosity in me to always like want to do something, and which had led me to our current art we are currently exhibiting. Has to do with the world peace forum that we're currently in. Again, sometimes back in 2014, I one of those who were recruited from a community in an area called Lanko Ikepa, which is north part of Liberia, by a peaceful organization called the YNCA, the Young Men Christian Association. I'm one of the volunteers who've been volunteering with them from 2013 up to present. And at first, uh, were called through the program as a peace uh, mediator, and we have been through a lot more. So I also probably have a lot of knowledge when it comes to conflicting resolution or peacemaking as well, but it's not that I mean documented, so I sometimes don't boast of it. But to my today uh, topic, it has to do with selflessness. And selflessness here, sorry, I was unable to share with the team, but I'll try to rework it up and share it with you that you can share to the rest of the other team member. Uh, Selflessness here, it basically, I see myself in it all because I, as a single person, or I, as a young Liberians born from, a very, I call it a slum community. We all been in a struggle to this current stage. We like living a selfless life. That means we not uh living for the benefit of ourselves, instead for the benefit of others, to survive, for others to at least get some hope, for others to have strength and know the real meaning of what they want in life. Uh, are some of the reason why today I choose the topic selflessness. And basically, if we look at selflessness, the important or effect it has to do with our society, basically, they have a rapid effect. You as a young person who is always kind. You will notice due to your commitment, you will notice due to your passion for what you're doing, your passion for humanity, you will notice that you're going to inspire a lot of young people around you. You will notice you will strengthen your community. You will strengthen even your personal growth uh, in and around the area you are residing. So selflessness, is a lot. And in the same topic, selflessness, we have something we call gift of time in selflessness. And on a gift of time, we most of the time we make some difference, and sometimes we have some full fulfill need, and sometimes we have to find fulfillment in this act of selflessness and honor some of them, if I may say a little, in terms of making a difference in selflessness is where sometimes you will have to either donate your time, your skills. That means, like for me, I grew up in our organization, the YNC, like I said, and we have young people from the different part of the country that we have to work with. And some of us who have some other skills from within the YNCA, out of the YNCA, we will gather our young colleagues together and share with them some of the business skills from where they have come and pass on to them those skills that they can even go on to sustain their different branches uh, with a peace, wide, health, and I mean the list goes on because we conduct different kind of activities for health activities, for peace club. I mean, that's how we decentralize the whole peace issues. So if you follow that, you know that we like go down to every, even the little man, because from the country we take the air through radios, through dramatization, and in the schools we go down to our different high schools, to our different university, to our colleges, and establish uh, our different groups in those places, maintaining peace because, and especially my country, Liberia, we observe and experience for 14 years civil unrest. So it wasn't something easy, but our God could have it. I mean, we were all recruited back from the community and given back to the community. So, I mean, we knew how to, I mean, talk to our young brothers and sisters in the most simple manner that they could understand how things is and how they all should live and the reason why they are living for. Because most of our young colleagues, I mean, due to the 14-year civil crisis, it turned and have a greater negative effect on our young people and even some of our older people as well, which it led them astray. But again, we're grateful that we are all still chasing this 21st century and its activities. So because of that today, I mean, though we are now 80%, we are not 100%, but at least peace-wise, uh, we are counted among the country today that is portraying peace. We are counted among countries today when it comes to peace. Even we just have our national election uh, a year, I mean, a few months ago. And imagine a ruling president, I mean, being beaten by someone who wasn't in power, and we have a peaceful or a change of office. So, I mean, someone can within herself see how peaceful it was. Not so easy in this our different West Sahara region that a sitting president will even come out and be defeated and peacefully turn our office. Well, my country, Liberia, I mean, did it, and we Liberians, we are proud of that, and we are doing all we can to maintain the peace. So, selflessness, I mean, is a kind of a very vast topic that it goes beyond boundaries. Yeah, it goes beyond boundaries. But for today's sake, I mean, we got to live for the sake of others and not putting our selfish interests first. Because today, though you might not have it all, but the little you have, another person, I mean, is praying to get such. Another person will like, oh, I wish I have this, or I wish I have just a hinge because I mean, in my country. I mean, most of all are not even meeting up to the to survive. So that tells you how, I mean, we're striving. Sometimes it gets, but by God's grace, I mean, everyone try to make their way and they are all surviving. So selflessness, it means a lot. So I will do the presentation and share it with you better, and probably we can come up from there. But I don't want to eat all of the time. And any other questions or better understanding, then I can probably respond to that. So thank you.
Perry sir, you're talking with, you have to unmute, please.
Thank you, Tanu. Friends, Tanu is from Liberia. He's a young man in his 20s, and he was one of them who is actively involved in the field, in action, in transforming societies, and he is contributing in a practical sense. I found him on Facebook. I don't know how I came across him, and he mentioned that the country was in turmoil, in war for more than 40 years, but now it has
No,
changed. Yes,
no, 14 years.
14 years, and now it is
Yeah.
changing very much. And he feels that he has a duty to contribute to the society, not, and it is going beyond boundaries and things like that. So if there is anyone who wants to ask a question or comment now, you can do so by raising your hand. Otherwise, we can go to our next speaker. Is there anyone who wants to comment on Tanu's? Okay, let's go to the next speaker.
Mm.
Next one is Mr. Sudarsanan from India. He has already spoken in our forum in Tamil language, and I invite him to briefly introduce himself uh, and to give his presentation. And if he has a PowerPoint, he can share it. And he's also going to talk about selfless service. Welcome, Sudarsana.
Thank you very much, Siva Perry sir, and all the and all the good-hearted people here, the speakers who have spoken before me, Meenakshi Yogi and Mr. Brown, and the other speakers of Kasimova and Mr. Collins. Very good evening. I'm joining from India. I'm a teacher. Basically, I teach technology, and it's really an opportunity. Yes, yeah, it's really an opportunity to join this forum and to discuss something about the favorite topic of mine. This is selflessness. So I haven't done much. I'm not a great revolutionary or something like that. I'm a very normal man, but then this kind of selflessness have always interested me. So thank you for that. Before that, I just wish to share one video, a short video.
Make sure that you share the sound as well.
Yes, yes, sir. This time we hope that it works well, goes on well. So, is the audio on? Yeah, okay, fine, fine. And
We can't hear. We can't hear anything. Sudarshanam, we can't hear anything.
Sir, can you hear the audio?
No,
Not at all?
no,
From the beginning?
no. Initially, we heard the sound and then it stopped.
Okay, now the visuals are there.
We can see the screen, but it is black.
It's black
Oh, it's
screen.
black. Okay, my goodness. But okay then, let me just explain what this small clip that I've taken from the internet, from the YouTube. It's about a mother presenting a woolen sweater to a child, and she prepares it and she gives it to a child. It's a brand new, beautiful woolen sweater handed over, knitted and handed over to a child with a lot of love and affection. It's so beautiful. The small child, it is a you know an area where there is a lot of snowfall. The small child goes out and plays with other kids in the snow. What happens, when they were after many hours of spending some minutes and hours, after 1 hour of playing, like this boy, when he returns home, he comes across a small poor boy who's shivering with cold, and it's a cold, it's an area which is fully cold region, and this small boy, poor boy, is shivering with cold. And this boy, who's wearing the new sweater given by his mother, feels so empathetic. He understands the pain or the suffering of the small boy who's shivering with cold in the winter. So he goes near this poor boy. He removes the new sweater which was handed over to him by his mother, and he makes the poor boy to wear the sweater. And this poor boy is now safe. He's a little warmer after wearing the sweater, and he comes home, and the small boy narrates what has happened to his mother. So it's why the mother is moved to tears, because her son has done an act of kindness, a selfless act of not having the coat for himself. It's a brand new coat which was given by his own mother, which we will never want to give it to anybody. But then this boy has that empathy, and he has that love for the fellow people, and he gives it and comes, and the mother hugs the child and appreciates. This is the video that I wanted to share, but due to technical reasons I couldn't do it. So are you able to see the slides, sir? Sir, are you able to see the slides?
No, we can't see. We can see your screen, but it is black.
Oh my goodness.
And
Let me audio setting.
Can you use Alt Tab and see? Press Alt Tab and see.
Yeah, yes. Is
Okay,
it
now I can see selflessness from the legend.
Legends? Yeah, this is the first slide. Yeah, I'll just quickly run through the slide. I'm no authority on this, but this is a topic that has always interested me, and something, it's so beautiful. So selflessness from Oxford Dictionary tells us that it's a quality of being thinking more about the needs and happiness of others than our own
Sorry,
self.
so that's again, it has gone black. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, really? Just a minute.
Yeah, now we can see Tirukkural.
Is it fine now? First slide, second slide.
Yes, we can see the definition. Yes.
Definition. Yeah, this is the definition, and yeah. Okay. So the presentation outlook, I've made it like this: from the legend, from the history, in India, we have, and as in many part of the world where you belong to, we always have people. There are stories that are still spoken or written, and it has withstood or it stood the test of time. All these are stories of selfless contribution, and yes, only that those things really stand the test of times, and they are lessons for each and every one of us. So a few instances of stories of such things are taken, and from nature there are inspiration from the nature leaders who were selfless qualities. This is something that if we really want, if you're really interested in being selfless, it's very difficult to define it. It's very, if you look at a person, they might be very beautiful, and for them there is a lot of work that is there. They have to put on makeup. There is a lot of way of making us. Similarly, a person, if you really want to understand or study the qualities of people who are selfless, these are some of the qualities that they always had and they've exhibited. So such things has been collected, and I'm presenting it. First, from the legend. Legend means history. So this is, I hope many of you would not be able to read it. This is a Tamil language, and in your own language, even you would be having this. This is about a poet called Thiruvalluvar. What he says is, Anbudayar, Anbilar Ellam Tamakuriyar, Anbudayar Enbum Uriyar Pirarku. I'm sorry, I'll explain it. It's so beautiful. People who have love in their heart, they will want to give for others. They'll want to think about, they'll understand others, they'll want to give. People who don't have love in their heart will want to have everything for themselves. That is a short snap of this legendary, very beautiful Tirukural, which is, there are a lot of research going on this man's work, and he's really his writings are still valid, and they'll be valid till human beings are alive. And the second thing is about a legend of, you are seeing a king with his chariot. When he was returning in when he was riding in a chariot, he sees you see a plant, a creeper. A creeper is there. The creeper is a long creeper. It doesn't have any support, and the creeper is actually shaking, and it's moving on the air. But then it doesn't have a firm support to grow. So what happens, this, out of compassion for the non-living, we say, in this, for this plant, for this creeper, this king gave his own chariot. It is a very valuable, such a valuable golden chariot is being given by a king to a creeper. Okay. So people were there of such noble qualities they have lived. And this is also one of the stories of a Manu Nidhi Choran. He's a king. What happens, this king's son, the previous day, when he's riding his chariot in a faster rate, he was going very fast in the chariot. And there is a cow's small kid, right? A calf, suddenly comes on the way of the chariot, and this prince, the king's son, the prince, he rides over that small, calf, and the calf dies. The mother cow is so, angry and moved by all that, taken, out of grief and very sad. And the mother cow is so furious. It runs to a bell which is kept. You're seeing that is a bell which is kept in order to maintain, uphold truth. If there is anything happens, any untoward or unfair things happen, or any injustice happen, people will start to bring this bell. So this furious mother cow, which has lost its calf, goes and rings the bell, and the king knows about it. The next day, the king, after inquiring carefully about what has happened, finally he tells that his own son, the king's own son, should be killed the way how the calf was killed. So there were legends. This is a story of how the king, such a big king, it can be so easy for a king to not to consider the pain of an animal, a cow. But then the king was so sensitive for for a cow's feeling. So these are the stories that we derive from the legends in India's classic text called Bhagavad Gita. This is a 5,000-year-old text. It tells that selflessness is the only way to progress and prosperity. So it's not that we want to achieve great things. We put on the coat of selflessness. Selflessness is beauty itself. So people might have a lot of money. They want to exhibit extravagance. They want, there might be a lot of pomp and show, and to show offs might be there, but then they are of no use. They are simply just materialistic attractions. So selflessness is for people who really want to do something to the society, that is going to really be there for even after they die, after their life. These selflessness things, what they have done, will continue to inspire millions and millions of generations, or it will be written and like that. It's not that if you want to be very, you want to attain fame, or you want to, for that you don't go for this. Really, you have to, if we are really want to do something without expecting for ourselves, if you do a small work without any expectation, that is called selflessness. So with selflessness, if we learn the selflessness and practice it, it's going to be helpful for the society. It's going to be helpful for others. So in the other slides, I'd be showing you how the qualities of selfless people, how they would be, and what are the benefits that they achieve, and how we can be selfless. We can practice it every day. So inspiration from nature. So it's always said inspiration from nature. Nature is something which we see around us. The sun every day, we see the moon, the rain that we enjoy, the trees which gives shade, which gives oxygen, which gives fruits, the barks of the trees, the trunk of the trees which we use to make furnitures. So it's a complete life of dedication. The tree which never claims for any awards. They don't want to be recognized. They just do the work. What they live their life for some time, giving. They just they end up their life. Similarly, for eons or many years, eons of or many years, the sun and moon have always been there without any expectation. They come in the morning and they set at night. So the moon comes, it shines. There are a lot of poets who enjoy it. There are many. The sun gives energy to all the living beings in the world. It gives, and similarly, the moon also, it gives sunshine. The shine of the moon is really, and it's a beautiful thing, a sight for the sight and everything. And if you look at the flowers have a beautiful scent. They have a beautiful smell. The life of a flower is short lived. For one day they might be blooming. In that one day they are used. The scent of the flower is preserved, and we're all after the scent. And they give, it's a life of giving without any expectation. In one day they end up their life. Okay, and whoever the selfless leaders, if you take your own country, there'll be thousands and thousands of leaders. Okay, in each and every one of your, in each and every country, there are thousands of leaders who have lived selfless life for others, and they still are an inspiration to us. So what are the qualities of a selfless person? They'll be more empathetic. They understand the opposite person's feelings. They understand their pain. They empathetic, generosity. They give a lot. They are very generous. Altruism is showing interest on others. They are patient. They are very patient. They don't crave for attention. They don't really want, it's not instant gratification. They remain patient for many, for a long time, and without any expectation. Humbleness, humility. Being humble is one of the qualities of a selfless person. They don't take credit for the work they have done. They don't want to be appreciated. They really remain humble. compassionate love for others. Integrity is they promise something and they work for it and they do it. Even when no one is really commenting on it or watching, they really are truthful. That is integrity. They sacrifice a lot and they listen to others the others. It's not the words. They really understand what others are saying. These things are there, and they're community minded. They want whatever they do. They whatever they do, they say that they see through that the community is benefited. So what are the challenges? So challenges in being selfless. So if a person is being selfless, it is there'll be a lot of pains if you talk to them. When people who are really living a life of selfless life, or selflessness is something that they really want to follow. The point is they would be there will be a lot of pressure on them. So just because a person is very kind, we cannot take them for granted. So it happens, so they expect more. So the person who is very selfless should know how to draw a line, or to strike a balance between their own aspirations. So you really want to do something for others, you go and do it. But then in between, there must be some personal space for us. So no one is telling that you have to forsake your own personal things. Personal life, personal aspirations need not be compromised. Excuse me. And people who are in this selfless leaders, they come across a lot of physical, mental exhaustion, or they might not be appreciated. It's not that sometimes when with a good intention, when people come forward to do something, there are many people who don't they are not bothered, they don't appreciate it. When a real good intent it goes unnoticed, it really hurts people. So that such things needs to be people should practice themselves. They shouldn't expect it. So such emotional problems, so exhaustion might be there, they shouldn't be bothered about it. So they shouldn't be disheartened when they are not appreciated. There will be a lot of conflicts. If you really want to do something, there will be a lot of conflicts coming. So your friend, you want to do something, your friend, which will be beneficial for many people. There is something called as you know doing most good to most people. That is utilitarianism. Utilitarianism talks about doing the action that is going to benefit maximum number of people. So such things are there. Motivations, people's motivation might affect. So in that case, you have to remain. And some leaders like Gandhi have always been taken for granted. They came across such opposition and conflicts where there people didn't accept it. And later Nelson Mandela, for that matter, Aung San Suu Kyi, any leaders around the world, in your own country, if you think they come across a lot of criticisms might be there, they have to be they shouldn't they have to take it in a constructive way, not affecting others. So these are the challenges in being selfless. So once a person is selfless, they can enjoy these things. The benefits of being selfless is the next slide. They improved relationships. There'll be a lot of trust, and people will, when there is trust and people will want to cooperate with you. Your happiness, we cannot achieve the happiness that once you give, when you see small children, when you teach people, when you train people, when you do some acts of kindness, and that really happens. So have you ever wondered, on the street when you're walking, you see a stranger, who's really wanting to go from one place to another place. I've always seen in a bike, because I've always seen, if you want to commute from one place to another place in a bike, sometimes you'll be waiting for the tram or the bus to come. But then you just can extend a help. Okay, when you look into their eyes, you know what is their actual intention is. You can offer help. There was an old lady which once I had the opportunity, because I had the opportunity of I wanted to know where she wants to go, and I went and left her in her house. I could see that happiness in her face. Oh, so happy she was. And that made my day. That entire night, I was so happy to see that happy face of that lady. And there is no, no intention behind it. It's just something, it really moves us. And I've one person helped me many times. Also, one person helped me with the same kind of thing, and I was so happy for, I was thankful for that person. So these are small things of small acts of kindness that we can do. We in our own limits, in our own powers, we can do many things. That is what is expected. We can give, we can, it's a positive ripple effect. So when we give love and they give love to so many people, it comes back in different ways and we enjoy it. A lot of gratitude, increased gratitude, personal growth, life satisfaction, moral and ethical satisfaction, happiness, health, and sense of fulfillment. All these are there. It's a bundle of the benefits that people are going to enjoy when people are selfless. Then how can we practice this selflessness? Some at your own community, we can join in the cleanups, in the areas, without having the ego. Oh my God, I've just studied a lot. I have a social status. So breaking down all that, you can go to the street. We can go to the street and we can expect, we can do some small acts of kindness. We can talk to people. We can do the cleanups. So there are a lot of people. So in all the country, the only thing is we just have to find those groups and we just have to join. That's all. Already so many people are doing that. We can support them in some ways. And finally we can derive happiness out of doing the small acts of kindness. Not telling that I've done something today, I've done a kind act. No, no, it's not boasting. Now, when you do that, your heart will feel that happiness when you see that happiness in the person who's standing in front of you. Most of the, we have seen some people, leaders, enjoying secretly. They would not be able to do good for others, but they do things and they enjoy the happiness quietly. I've seen many leaders in my own organization where I'm working, and these are leaders, the real leaders who really contribute to the betterment of others. Yes. And we can mentor. We have, all of us are gifted with so many skill sets. We can mentor, we can tutor children, we can mentor everybody. We can visit the elderly, we can speak to them some kind words and we can remember them. So we can donate blood, we can assist the neighbors who are in need. Such things are, it doesn't cost much, and within our own limits we can do it. And also random acts of kindness, so we can help people, who are in the street, strangers. We can join any NGOs, non-profit organizations. We can offer some professionals. It's teaching a man to catch fish is, it's worth more than providing him a lot of beneficial things. Okay. And organize charity events. We can join such things if possible. We can also do, we can organize ourselves, support refugees and immigrants in a better way. Crisis response, if disasters are there, if there is cyclone, if there are rain, floods, earthquake. So this is the time where you can do it. We can collect some funds. We can go to the spot with what we can do, whatever we are able to do. And planting trees. Okay, so our forefathers would have planted a tree that would have grown so big, okay, for 50, 60 years tree. And we see these 60 years, 70, 100 years trees are the selflessness, are the tokens of selflessness of our own ancestors. And helping the animals, taking care of animals, pets are also one way of being selfless and helping the creatures. Excuse me. And also every day at home also we can do, what we can do at home is we can help our wives or wife, better half in the chores if possible. We can cook meals and offer emotional support to the people at home, because most of us are, we really want to upskill ourselves, but we forget our own family. We don't dedicate much time for that. So we can support our family members, we can talk to them, we can encourage them. I think it is for me as well. Even I just have to miss a lot. So this is a lesson. This is a presentation that was collected, and I think there is a lot of things I just have to learn from this as well. There are many things which are left, which you already know. Being patient and understanding others. So with this is something that I collected and I've presented it. I really thank for this opportunity to Shiva Peri sir, and not forgetting Madhavan sir, who is my family friend who introduced me to this forum. I'm thankful to all of them. Thank you very much for the time, and thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a comprehensive presentation about selfless service with practical hints and also personal experiences. Is there anyone who wants to give a comment or question? Otherwise, we can move to the next presenter.
Yeah, so for me, basically, I just want to thank my co-colleague who presented that vibrant presentation, as a topic we both present. Is wonderful one doing two, but doing in a different form. So thanks a lot for that perspective from the Indian setting. This is global, is nice. Us doing this over and over as is going to help us explore some different views and thoughts from our different community of which we reside and from our different workforce as well. But he just said it, I mean, the same in a different form, which is fine as it first presented as well.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, there are many examples in every country. These literatures and traditions and leaders who have set example. But it is goes beyond borders, and also Sudarshan, you touched upon some of the aspects of communication which Meenakshi Jogi was discussing earlier. So we can see how they are intertwined in all these things. And the more that we share these things with the fellow friends, and especially younger people, sooner will the world will be united and will have peace. Now I will. So thank you, Sudarshan, once again, and you are such an exemplary role model for younger people. I call Dr. Rehanie Kasimova. She's in Russia. She's going to talk about encouraging without competition. Please briefly introduce yourself and give your presentation.
Yeah. Hi to everybody. I am so glad that you invite me for this presentation, and really it gives me joy and happiness. The theme of the conference of the presentation is encouraging without competition. Before, I want to quote some quotations from the famous people. First one, which is by Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah said, competition is possible only in service. Second is quotation from by Abdul Baha. He said, the upbringing is based on encouragement and punishment. Then another quotation from the scientific world, because I'm the professor in the universities. Yeah, as I know, it was given us by Einstein. He said, don't check the tortilla with the jeopardy. Yeah. And summarizing all these three different quotations from different branches, from the religion, writings, and science. I want and applying them to our ordinary life. Here we arise some question: what we can do first, and second is what we can use to bring this into practice. And of course, it is really very difficult if we are looking for whole world. Everywhere is competition. From the beginning, as we give the born to child, and as the child is going to school, to university or institute, and work, especially for job, yeah, and if we took the common life, it's just in family, always competition between brothers and sisters. It is competition between spouses, between wife and husband. And many families are divorced because of this, because someone, or I don't want to give the statistic, but in any case, we have a man that he wants to be leader, or women who want to be the first. And of course, among the very painful competition is between the child and parents, and we have it in our life too. Yeah, and of course between the teacher and student. Of course, it's not so more harmful like parent and child, but in any case we have it, and we can we must keep it in mind that it happens. Yeah. And now I want to tell you, as a mom of 4 children, as a professor of the universities, as a Baha'i, I'm a Baha'i. I am involved in the Baha'i faith. I trust in Baha'u'llah, and that's why it is really in many chats, Baha'i chats or other chats. Now this question is arised. Is it better to have competition or not? And they always bring as an example, especially sports, the sports, and always we have it just now, Olympic Games, yeah, and so on and so on. And as I saw in my life, it is because it is competition. It's not so good for human beings. And as a small example, everybody, this is Nobel Prize. I don't take Olympic Games. A bad things which happens from the sports and Olympic Games. So everybody notice, know, and it is really everywhere we can find. But I will bring this from scientific Nobel Prize. I know one person who each year he expected that he will be now he died, that he was getting this prize. And trust me and believe me that it is so hard to the family members to see this person, how he's to become something like a little bit nervous, a little bit not mad, but thanks God, not mad, but really very physically and psychologically, it's very, very difficult to look for this person. Every year in October, in November, the behavior of this person. Of course, in December, he said, okay, no, let's wait for the other year, yeah? And especially you can imagine of course, it is not only the honor of the name. First, it is honor of the name. Second, it is the financial, yeah? And of course, every person wants to be rich. And of course, it is understandable. It is very understandable that every people want to be honored by his work, scientific work, and to get satisfied, to get satisfied money for his work job, for his thinking, and because to get one idea, to get a solution of one task, of one aim, it is sometimes his whole life is spent for this, yeah, and sometimes it is sacrifice for the family. It really, it is understandable, but if it will be not such competition, yeah, it will be maybe more easy. And I know the members of that family that every year they said, oh, this Nobel, oh, why he creates these prizes. Because it is very, very difficult to the family to see this situation, yeah, nervous situation every year in October, November, no, and last December. And as Baha'i, when I'm giving lectures, I understand this, especially in the universities, you know, too. We are always, they come to students pass exams, and of course, and this is very bad. I just give you example. Just recently, this week, because one student didn't pass exam, he threw himself from the high building down. And now whole the university is discussing or how many students we have that, and this is the second in this springtime semester. This is the second person. First, it was at the beginning in the May, and second in this now, just the beginning of at the end of June, beginning of July. And now all chats is full of this, why it's happened, what to do, and so on, so on. And I wrote before that maybe we will take off these exams. Why we are keeping these exams? And I gave my experience. I know today, you know, always the students want to fit professors, you know, and they use different ways for this. And you know, and in Commonwealth, they're using micro earrings in the and they ordered special person who make dictation in the ears, and they write the answers, and so on, so on. I know this because I know. Yeah, in some faculties they put they close the internet that the person didn't hear, and different things. The professors want to just to make barriers for this. But in my case, with my students, I said, please, dear my colleagues, don't tell what I'm telling to you. Exams is like a theater. You have your own role, I have my own role. And at the beginning of semester, at the first lecture or first practical class, I tell them, all the competitions is out of these doors. But in this class, we will follow very different things. Because if one Japanese scientist told about this, and they use it in the Japanese school, and one Russian academician said about this too. When the student just listened to the professor, the understanding of material is only maximum 50%. Commonly it is 40% of the material. But if the person study by himself, it's a little bit more. It's from 60 to 80%. But if students helps to each other to understand material, to make homeworks, to do control works, to pass tests, understanding is from 90 until 100%. and it is approved by the scientifically. Yeah. And that's why I told to my students, we are using this method. And to good results of this method, we can use the following principles. First, cooperation. Second, supportness. Third, interrelationships. And this is mutual assessment, mutual help, and mutual assist. And at the end of the semester, of course, I'm looking how they work and how they work. All my students in the list, they are doing all the tasks, all the control works, all the tests, all the practical and laboratory works. And all the chair always surprised why your students gave so much, gave everything to you, because everything in the papers, I asked them to print in the papers in the color, to report to the chair, to the dean, and to the head of the universities, the work of the students. And when they come and check, they were surprised. And this is what I'm telling you. This is really practical things which I use in my ordinary, my common life, in my job, during my life. Yeah, thank you so much. I think I didn't bother you.
Thank you, Dr. Rehani. Rehani has spoken in our other forums, the interfaith meetings, more than 2 or 3 times. It's it's very, I don't know how many of you here in this meeting today and who are listening online, how many of you have actually thought about this competition and the damage the competition does to human spirit, and how to avoid it? And I'm glad that Rehani has shared a practical experience, and also scientifically or statistically they have found that the student working on his or her own self, the standard of achievement compared to when they studied together, the performance of the whole group has significantly advanced. So this is practical experience that very few people actually have experienced. Our education system, our societal system, everything promotes competition. Even our mindset as parents and teachers also. So I'm really thankful to Rehani to have chosen this topic and also giving this presentation with practical experience.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope everyone think about these things in their own life. Invariably, yes, when it is selfless service, the competition vanishes. So people like Tanu and Sudarsanam, when they speak about these things, it is implicit that there's no competition. But we had to fight very hard in this society to remove the attitude of competition. Thank you. And the last but not the least is Igbak Collins from Nigeria. And he's also going to talk about Or is there anyone who wants to comment or ask a question about Rehan's presentation briefly, quickly?
All right, yes, hello.
Tanu? Yes.
Yeah. All right, so again, my thanks and appreciation goes to our guest and the presenter. Uh, I know it will take time to get used to the new names, but she's spoken well, and I appreciate all of the work there. It's just that my little recommendation or comment has to do with uh, hoping that they can start to put in, like she said, she wants recommended to the university in order to put stop to some of those kind of suicide. But then we hoping that they can better find a better way to call students' attentions and then ask what's the reason behind this. If only students who go probably to sit for a test and due to either the failing or not getting successful in the test will cause he or her to, takes their own life away, it isn't good. So that probably they can still recommend another way further to the master of the university that they can try to eradicate that because that person who's is taking his or her own lives away tomorrow's might be another future leader and no one knows because I mean no one on earth is just not qualified to do something. So we just have to still find a better way forward to uh, finding and knowing what's a problem that led to this student doing this. Like she said, because the students wasn't successful in one of the tests. All right, so since this is the second time now, what is the university coming out with? Are they now taking into consideration that it probably going to be a kind of a reoccurring situation that any other students might either do this to themselves again? Also, are they going to be happy to seeing students, people losing their life only because they are not successful in the tests or whatever lessons? This is 21st century and we are working to meeting up with it. So, my own recommendation that they can still hang heads and come up with some better recommendation to the university that will seek the welfare of the students, that people can get rid of the killing of themselves because I don't think it's good.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm glad actually when Rehana was giving the talk and about the student in the university jumping off the building, it stuck to my mind. I wanted to comment. I am
Yeah.
really thankful for Chanu to pick that up. It's very, very important issue around the world. In fact, in our weekly Tamil forum, last couple of months, we were including this topic, how to avoid suicide among young people, was one of those topics that we were talking because it happened in Tamil Nadu, was a year 9 student committed suicide because English was not good or bullied by the other people, or I don't know the background. So this is a very serious issue, and Chanu actually picked that up. I'm really happy that he listened and he picked that up, and I hope we can think about how to instill in the minds of every child that they have power and capacity unimaginable within themselves that is given by God, and they have a role to play in this society which is valuable, and only God knows, only he or she knows. So
Yeah.
we have to change the culture of thinking,
Yeah.
and the competition is one of the causes of these decisions. We have to worry about even in domestic situation, these things can happen. Thank you very much for Tanu. See how this young man is mindful of these things and he is taking this matter. I ask Rehani, if you have a comment, then you can respond to Tanu. And then there is Nasran here. She has put her hand. She can comment after Rehani commented.
No comment, no comment. It's okay.
Okay. Nasran, do you want to say something?
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here among you again. For avoiding competition, I think the main point is understanding to compare ourselves with ourselves, not with the others. When we compare ourselves from whatever we were in the past with present time, we try to improve our capacity and talents and compare with ourselves in the past. So we try to be success and to improve. And also, it is important our efforts, not the result. Maybe according our capacity, we try hard, but we whatever is result, it is valuable because we try hard and try to do our best and use and apply most part of our capacity, and we weren't lazy. It is important. And in this situation, the result is not too much important. Our efforts are important, and also to be success is a good goal in different aspects of our life in harmony, and it is a mean to reach to the goal, not the it is not itself the goal. It is the mean for service to mankind and to be useful, not for competition and to be envy and to be sad from the other's success and desire just our own success. We can cooperate for success of the others too, and pray for success of the others, and to be happy from the others' success, and try to improve ourselves too, together. You know, not just thinking and about ourselves and to be selfish. Thank you.
Thank you, Manasharan. Thank you very much. And I just wanted to remind, I just put it in the chat, Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the faith, he said this, that regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value. Education can alone cause it to reveal its treasures and enable mankind to benefit therefrom. So every human being, especially every child, should be seen as a mine full of gems, and its value is beyond estimation. So the role of the teachers and the parents is to bring the gems out of the ground so that the humanity can benefit from. So that is the purpose of the education. So the education system also have to change. And I shared this one, and Rehani, you shared some quotations. Please share it later And my WhatsApp, I will share with the rest of the friends. Thank you very much. And now, can I ask Igbakpa Collins to introduce yourself and to give your presentation once more that is also about selfless service?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Collins Igbakpa from Nigeria, West African. So I don't know if the friends can hear me very well.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Probably, sorry, I don't know if I can just within a 1 minute just add to the last presentation.
Sure.
Okay, just 1 minute. Probably when she was sharing, first I was very happy to be here today. I think this is my first time of joining this meeting. Then when she was sharing, my mind was going back to our presentation with some of the university staff, the lecturers, the rectors. No, like probably here in my region, we are working with four private schools, St. Caudry and primary, and we are working with about two university. Then in the area of the secondary school, we found out that when we are doing this children class and junior E group with these particular participants, we found some kind of a chaos among them. When we reflected and have some conversation with them, we found out that most of them are having this competition because in their report card every time they have this first position in their report card, they have this second and third. So now they don't want to collaborate. They are not in a serious competition.
Yes.
But during the PTA meeting, we are given an opportunity to present to the parent and this teacher. So we address this area. And think thereby the LSA of social of that community decided to have a school which is being handled by a Canadian Baha'i who traveled to Nigeria, but they have gone back. The name of the school is called Mona School. In that school, that was one of the first school in Sapele. Sapele is a town in Delta State with uh, that they are presenting their report card at the end of every term without putting first position, second position. But they gave their encouragement that you did well, but there should be kind of some improvement by the next term. But there's nothing like first position, third position. So we have a body of private school that come together every term. So when they come together, they present some of the challenges, their experiences during their meeting. So what the delegation of Mona School presented this idea. And if you look at Sapele and Delta State as a state in Nigeria, they are now across Nigeria, they are now adopting this approach of not putting first position, second position in their report card at the end of every term, but rather just an encouragement. The same thing in the university that I'm attending currently. We have because we have an SUG body. We presented this issue because probably lecturers they focus more on test, and this test is bringing a lot of competition. But now the mentality and the notion has now changed. They are now moving from test to seminar. Because this seminar, we see ourselves because we are maybe depend on the population. Some of them are grouped with a number of 100. Some of them are grouped with a number of 50, depending on the population. But now the students are now seeing themselves as a collaborators, studying together to gain more idea. But before now, they are seeing themselves as a competitor that maybe I'm trying to learn for myself alone, or now I'm trying to learn to benefit and also carry my colleagues along. So now, if you look at the school system, the area of competition is less compared to before because now we are now focusing on seminar. Seminar, a group of people who come together to achieve a particular result, depend on the topic. So maybe I will end there, and because of time, so I can go to my discussion, which is my topic, which is selfless service. So, like, I will start with some quotation from the Bahar writing that says that the betterment of the world can be accomplished through pure and goodly deed, through commendable assembly conduct. What does it mean according to the Bahar writing? Is that the world can become a better place if we do good things and pure deed. This deed must go hand in hand, they must go together for we to make the world a better place. If I'm a teacher, I'm teaching in school, or if I'm a doctor, I'm treating patients in the hospital and they are paying me, it's a good deed. But at the same time, if I'm a doctor, I decided to give some day to go and educate some people about some personal hygiene. I'm doing a pure deed because I'm going there with a pure motive that I'm not going there to extort, or I'm not going there for them to pay me, but I'm just doing it as a kind of a selfless service to go and assist them for this personal hygiene. So the Bible says that those are the two ways that the world can become a better place. And in the youth gathering material, there is a quotation that a statement by Aduba says there that no deed is nobler than service to the common good. And another quotation again is that service to humanity is at the same time a service to God. So, like I said, I am currently working with about 600 youth across 3 states with a population of 13 million within my region. Then we have about 600 youth who are doing a selfless survey, which is a community building process to see how they can transform their society and how they can transform themselves. This is what we describe as a twofold moral purpose: individual transformation and societal transformation. And selfless service come with this motion that all of us, we are one family. So I am doing what will benefit me, I'm doing what will benefit my neighbor. And I'm not saying my neighbor as a mere neighbor, but as a family. We are all from one family, even though we might be from different tribe, different background, but I see you as my own family. So selfless service must come with that understanding that we are all one family. You are my brother, you are my sister, I am your brother. So selfless service, all of us must have this understanding that we are all from one family. And our motive should be that we are trying to render a service to the human race. They're not different because here in Nigeria we have different language, different ethnicity. But in this process, because some of those friends, they are wondering that how are these people rendering this service, bringing together all these different ethnicities with a united vision, with happiness, everybody trying to contribute their own good to make sure that this particular community is transformed. Then as of October last year, I had the opportunity to travel to a Central Africa, which is Democratic Republic of Congo. When I visited, I went there for a seminar of children class working with children. But I had the opportunity to visit some parents, youth in that particular country. When I got there, I was conversing with some parents. They told me that in this particular region, they are doing some farm work, a farm project, that all the parents are coming together to do a farm project to support those who are not able to sustain their education. You see, they have been sustaining this program for a period of like 3 to 4 years. So they told me that at a point, some official came to them that they want to support them with some fertilizers to support the farming product. But due to their explanation, they found out that there will be more damage to those who will consume those farm products that they are producing through these fertilizers. But you see, they openly reject this support that the officials are planning to present to them. But if you look at in terms of a personal benefit, they will sell more farm products if they apply this fertilizer. If they apply those products that these people are bringing, they will have more benefits. They will raise more funds. to support the system, but they also look at the disadvantage that it will cause, the damage it will cause those who will do what, who will consume it. But they openly reject it. At that point, they are not thinking about what they will benefit, but what it will cause to the people. So selflessness, to me, it moved from I to we. So we're not talking about your own personal self alone, but you're thinking about how it can benefit you and the society. And selflessness come with sacrifice, come with giving your time, your comfort, and your fund and your resources. So selflessness come with all those areas. So probably you might give your comfort to go and support some process. You might give your comfort to go and assist some persons. So selflessness come with sacrifice, come with pain at some point. And looking at my community, there are some friends who we train to become a teacher in their environment, to become an animator in their environment. They work with children between 5 years to 11 years to help them develop their spiritual quality. You see, those people, they give 2 days a week to this service, and they are not being paid, they are not being assisted in any way, but rather they want to raise children with a fear of God. They want to raise children that will be obedient to the society. They want to raise children that will stand, that will become a better leader, that will have the fear of God. They are not being paid, they are not being assisted in any way, or twice in a week, they are coming outside to help those children develop these spiritual qualities. Automatically, they are also learning from it. The same thing, we have these animators coming twice in a week to come and see how they can help this junior youth, which is those between 12 to 15 years, how they can help them differentiate between what is wrong and what is right, and how they can help them to become a future leader. Because at that time, according to the Bible, right, they are their prime time. They need so many answers to so many questions. And if we neglect to put them in the right direction, it will become a danger to the society. But if we put them if we give this time to put them in the right direction, it will become a benefit to the society. Probably if a junior youth turn to become an arm robber today, it will become a problem to us who are living in the same environment, because they will not travel to other countries to go and rob them, but they will rob us within the society. But the same thing, if we raise them with this fear, with this fear of God, with this motion that if you make an effort, God will confirm your effort. If we help them differentiate between what is wrong and what is right, it will become a benefit to the society. So you see, many youths were being recruited in this process every month to see how they can give their time, their energy, their resources to see how we can transform a particular society. And think about 2 months ago, here in a state in Nigeria, we decided there is a public road, one of the major roads in the environment. All the friends, about 50 of the friends, decided to come out to see how we can maintain the whole environment, the whole road, because a sand has almost covered the whole area and it's causing accident every day. So we decided to maintain about 15 kilometers. So after maintaining it, so many people were coming outside, come and ask so many questions. Some of them will say, how can youth come? What is the government paying people? Because it is hard for you to see youth who come to render a service without being paid. So they were wondering, they were asking so many questions. Even the community chairman, the chief, were asking, who paid you people? What gave you people this mindset to come and maintain this road without being paid? So we told them that all this action is being supported, is being raised with the writing of Baha'u'llah. Some of us are members of the Baha'i faith, some of us are from different religion, but we have the same vision of transforming our society, of building a better community where all of us will live freely, happily, and as one family. So many of them some of them were presenting their youth. I want my youth to join this process, because it is hard for you to see youth who come with this vision to come and support their own society. And in the bio-writing says that man merit lies in the service and virtues. It is not what, because there is a particular community in a cluster. See, they mention your success by what you achieve, what you have, probably by how you live large or the house you build. But in this particular community we are focusing on, the orientation has changed from, due to this quotation and this action of this youth and parent, you are seeing that merit lies in service and virtues. So what is your contribution to the society? How are you encouraging this youth to live in a path that will bring more merit to the society? How are you encouraging this youth to support this process of making our society a better place? You see, a weeks ago, we organized a kind of a seminar whereby we invited so about 50 parents from different quarters in this community, which is our community. The youth gave us a free all and we are part of this discussion. So they were saying that we never knew that this kind of conversation was going on in this environment, but we will give our full support. You see, everybody is now keying into this selfless service. So you see, people now want to contribute their own part, because this mindset of only expecting the government to do everything is now off. People now wanted to see, what can I do? So what is my own personal contribution? I want to contribute my own personal contribution to make this society a better place. And through this action of this youth, people are now coming out every day, putting their energies to contribute their own part. So selfless service has become an order of the day in part of our region, part of our countries. Selfless service has become the order of the day. And it brings our mind back that service is a form of worship. Service done in a spirit, in a pure motive, is a worship, according to the Bible writing. So if what I'm doing, I'm not doing it for the friends alone, for myself alone, but I'm also worshiping God. So I will end my presentation here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Collins. I'm sure you have a lot to offer. You are like Tanu, a young man who is actually working in the field, and especially with the younger generation, and you have a lot of experience. But unfortunately, the time is running out. Maybe next time you can come and share more of your experience. Now, I have two important people. One is Shifana Sherifuddin from UK, and Madam Akshaya from India. They were speakers in the previous meeting 1 month ago. I asked them to come and share their experience, what they do in the field to change the world, just for 2-3 minutes. Can I ask Chef Shifana, are you ready to share?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Shifana Sharifuddin, originally from Sri Lanka and now living in Cardiff, UK. This opportunity is given to deliver or say something what we experienced in the field of making peace in our society. I'm not one who is working full time or giving a significant contribution like in this field, but I'm doing something, whatever possible, learning about the challenges my own community facing, and do some writings or a talk in social media platforms in the idea, in the sense of educating our people with the correct information, correct problem solving mechanisms. In that sense, I would like to say some words that, say, for example, if you say like building world peace, it's a big thing, right? But it has its own components that it's based on every one of us. We have to contribute to build peace wherever we are. Together, that brings peace in the world. So in that basic, when I do like some research or some learnings, the first question I ask, what is creating peace means, right? So creating peace means identifying the challenges or threats to the peace in the society where we are, and solve those problems or threats completely to eradicate the threat to the peace from that society. So here, what everyone who is approaching or who is working to build peace to have to work genuinely to find out the root causes of the problem, and we have to wholeheartedly, willingly be ready to solve this problem. Otherwise, if we do some sugar coating that using the words "I love you," "you love me," "we all are together," "we people living together," our parents live together, our generations live together. Yeah, but give me a second. I will come in a minute.
Okay. Akshaya, would you like to say something?
Yes. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. We can hear you. Oh, she's back.
I can continue.
Okay, continue.
Yeah.
Continue, Shifa.
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption, my little one. Yeah. So, like with these sugarcoating words, we can postpone the problem, but we cannot solve the problem.
Mhm.
So, solving the problem is some a painful process. We need to do the operation. So here, again, he's interrupting. Give me a second. I will come in a minute.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir. So I will just take 2 minutes to. I would like to, interact with all of you. First of all, I really thank Mr. Siva Perry wholeheartedly for such a wonderful initiative he has been taking. And I always think about his patience, his dedication, his approach towards spirituality and peace. And really, hats off to you, Siva sir. I have not seen a person like you. And I mean it. You have been taking so many efforts. And when I think about you, all the good work you have been doing for the Sydney Forum, as well as this Peace Forum for the youngsters, it's amazing. I am really inspired by it in the sense that though I am working, I'm declared by the university, international university, as an ambassador for peace, non-violence, and human rights. But when I see Siva Perry's work, he really motivates me to do more and more. So really, I'm completely, I have deep respect for you, sir. And coming and talking about today's webinar, the people you have invited, I appreciate what Natasha madam made the points, as well as Mr. Brown's points. So I would just like to offer a serenity prayer for all of us, that uh, there is a shloka in the Vedas. You know, the Vedas were written almost 10,000 years ago, and it has been inspiring the whole world because I belong to the country called India. It is where the peace, all the peace scriptures were written, and ahimsa, ahimsa, satya. So since I have been studying it as a professor also of this subject, I would like to express that there is a very nice expression, asato ma sadgamaya. Yeah, it says asato ma sadgamaya. It means that, oh God, please take me from darkness to light, from bad to good, from evil to goodness. So, considering the modern era, we are living in a technologically dominated world. So, in that sense, I would like to uh, tweak and say that we all have to take very conscious effort to, just professional degree or technical knowledge is not sufficient, right? So, let us all move from inbox to outbox. Let us all let us have a journey from outside to within. And I wish all of you a great success. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akshaya. You have done a wonderful service in building peace. And thank you for coming and sharing your experience in a short, brief comments. Shifana, you have come back. You can finish up what you wanted to say, and then we will allow anyone to comment or ask questions to anyone. Yes.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as I said, sort out this problem is a painful process. So everyone must have genuine intention, and we have to be ready to untie the problem, or like we have to give up something. It's like a give and take process. So we have to be lenient enough to sort out these problems. If you don't do that, the problem, as I said, it will not be sorted out. It will be postponed, and it will be ready to be erupted again. Like in Tamil, we say "Niruputta Nerupu." The fire will be there, but it will covered by the ashes, and we think that there is no fire, but it will be there. We don't know when it get be flamed again. So this is the most threatening or critical the scenario in the problem solving process. However, the country like the emerging countries like Sri Lanka, the problem we are facing is something different. That even people are living nice to each other, from different faith, different race, different culture, or different villages. But even if they are living peacefully together, there are some certain problems always being how to put in words, like there is this like when we don't know when it's going to divide us. Right? If you take me, if I take my best friends, there are Buddhists, there are Christians, there are Hindus. I have everyone. I'm like maintaining my friendship very, very cordially with them. But if you take a social problem, then it happens me to speak against some people maybe belongs to the community my friends belong to, or even someone from my own community. I have to comment on them. So this create again, there is a threat to disturb of this harmony or the peaceful relationship I'm having with my friends. So this is the real problem. Unfortunately, in country like Sri Lanka, these problems are politicized. The people who are handling them, they don't want to solve these problems. They wanted to keep it in order to make sure their vote banks. So these are the real challenges we are having. We call it in Tamil that தேர்தல் undial, the till we shake during the elections. They shake it and they get the vote, then the till will be kept safely to be used in the next election. So the problem will not be sorted out. So here, how can we handle this is the biggest question. So as per my understanding, educating is the only way to do this. So the people have knowledge about certain problems in certain areas. They have to willingly ready to teach people. They have to do that service without expecting like selfless service, like our brothers and sisters spoke. They have to do this. Educating the people is the only way, as far as I know, or according to my experience, to sort out these problems. And we have to ready to be taught also. When the real information or true information come to us, we have to have the heart, willingness to take it, and the willingness to sort out the problems. Otherwise, the long-term peace it will be only dreams. It cannot be achieved in reality. So like if you don't have a strong foundation, the building will not last for long. In the same way, if you're not ready to solve the problems genuinely, correctly, it won't be, the peace will not lasting. And also those problems, the mechanism we try to sort out the certain problems will create new problems. So this is the challenges I'm thinking is there in the process of building world peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think, yes, you mentioned, I was asking those who are speaking in this forum to come again and share their experience in working in the field of making the world better or bringing peace. And Shivana and Akshaya kindly accepted to come and share. So mainly what Shivana is doing is, I believe it's a public discourse in researching and presenting ideas to have a dialogue about open dialogue in a non-violent communication, which Meenakshi was sharing earlier. Yes, it is a challenge, and to be honest in our motive and to be frank in our expression and to be patient in accepting different views. So we are learning together, and I'm really thankful for you to come and share this, your thoughts and your work that you are doing. And I just I mentioned earlier also when Meenakshi was giving a talk, and it came to my mind again. I put the link on the chat. It's called the Society Builders Podcast. It was done by an academic in America. His name is Duane Warren. And in this particular one, Lisa Scritch, there are a few others. there are some agencies, some people who are what you call chaos entrepreneurs. They are creating chaos. That is what their job is, whether individually or groups in social media or wherever it is. And they thrive. They benefit from creating this. And as education you mentioned is the key to bring this awareness among the people and to identify these elements and how to avoid and how to change ourselves and others in the process and working together. Like Colin Iqbal Collins was saying that they are working with the youngsters and how they are doing things in the field to make these things happen. Thank you. And if anyone wants to make any comments, please raise your hand using the button or your hand. Now, Nastran, you can be brief, give a comment, Nastran. And anyone else, please raise your hand and we have to close the meeting soon. Yes. After Nastran, Chanu.
Thank you. Thank you so much for whatever, dear Shifana, you share with us. Thank you so much. You refer to the problems in the obstacles and barriers against the peace. And I think a lot about this and practically try to follow up them in my daily and routine life in socializing with different people. And because I am a refugee from Iran and I experienced a lot of discrimination and injustice because of prejudice. And I think prejudice, it is the main and the biggest problem, common problem everywhere in all parts of the world. And I promised myself when I enter in America that I promised myself to be voice of my friends in Iran and also try to do in the way of peace and removing prejudice. So I have a lot of different friends with different cultures and religions, and intentionally in my routine life, in different events and in different excuses, I gather together these different people, and I know they have prejudice about each other and they are sensitive about each other, and intentionally I gather them together in different excuses, and we pray with each other in different languages and different faiths, and we share spiritual subjects and social subjects directly related to the barriers of peace, and we have consultation and discussion and exchange our idea, and try to practice to respect each other, and a lot of meaningful and a lot of spiritual goals in the way of peace and related to the problems, and it is a practical activity that we together experience it and learn more and more in this way. And we should start it from grassroots and from the bottom of the community and neighborhood and around whoever are around us, and spirit them to our children, to our next generation, and these people that we gather together, they have friends, they have children, they have family, and we try to spirit these goals to the others too. I'm so sorry. It is long.
Thank you, Nestor, and thank you. You were there in the last meeting. That was our first in English, and yes, you are sincerely trying to change, and especially to be the voice of those who are in being oppressed. Thank you. And Tanu, you wanted to say something? And in the meantime, if everyone can write in their chat, the chat, what's some of the highlights that you learned today? Just one or two in your chat, write what important thing that you learned today. Highlights. Yes, Tanu, you can unmute and speak.
All right. So, sorry for the poor quality of my voice because I have cold. But again, you understand me?
Yes.
All right. I said sorry for the poor quality of my voice. I have some cold, fresh cold. So that's why it is little fighting. But thanks to all of our presenters who presented not too long, they all spoken well and uh, they have said it all as from their different locations and experience. Most especially our ambassadors are there and the just two other speakers. But I'm going to start back with my brother from the Sahara region here where I am. We both are almost like in the same region. He's neighboring to my country. He's from Nigeria and I'm from Liberia. So we are two like twins. Yeah. In regards to that, getting rid of the competition, what he said was fine. I mean, probably could be another ideas too, to eradicate that mindset of uh, young people or students. I mean, negatively because the thing about competition is that it is positive. Uh, Now, sorry, let me deviate a bit. Back then, I also did a little course on peace. And when I did that course, I did it online from one of the American school. And when I did that course, I get to understand that is a positive and negative piece in a global topic or general topic called peace. So, in competitions, yes, competition is fine, but again, uh, we that Ligerian in this process, small don't have a positive mind going for it. And because our mind is not positive towards this competition to some extent, we end up doing some of those things that is not expected of us doing. Some of our young people who are not strong enough will sometimes say some things that even would not even represent them, neither their family. So that's what I mean. Yeah, the similar is good. I mean, you get a group of young people or a group of people who goal is to learn, will come and learn those specific topics that presenter will come to present. And like currently, I think you saw my environment here. Now we are from the technical area, and we are gathering all technical instructors from here around our country here or around our region, and again training them to a new training method, which were being gathered some years back from 10 top TV instructors that went to Finland to learn. I mean, it's just fine, like Finland do. with that, it will discourage that kind of ideas. Finlander, we are told that they are one of the country that doesn't give tests, doesn't give uh like quiz and like that, but they got their own set curriculum that they work within, and everything move smoothly. Even two of the professors or lecturer from the university of him, they came over here, and then they even encourage us and give us some broader minds to that. We know Africa, I mean, we are a little distant to some level, but gradually we can gear towards that that kind of a competition, that kind of a testing. I mean, for one fight, let's take for instance me being in that kind of a shoes. I mean, from the day of the school year up to the very end, I mean, I've been coming and I've been participating into every other class, rooms activity, into projects, into assignment. Come on, man. Doing assessment. I mean, if there is a problem, I think it's necessary that I can redo the test, maybe at a set time I want, by which time will be pretty enough for me. So I think if we can like capture or recommend some of those kind of recommendation to our different universities we attach to in regards to competitions, it ain't gonna be bad. Yeah. And like now, for we the technical people here in Liberia now, BW where are currently based in, we now pushing a competency-based learning. Now the competency-based learning, let's take for instance, I came to do maybe math and maybe physics. Let me leave the technical area. And in doing math and physics, you discover me doing probably well in either math than physics. At the end, don't consider me to like not being successful in or the school here, but instead you can give me a competency-based document that, oh yeah, I'm competent in or at math, at physics. I mean, we do the same here at our institution. Now we are also gradually eradicating that, though we still prioritize student who does well. I mean, we still do that here. But then what we do, sometimes we just call them in a gallery, and sometimes, oh yes, print a t-shirt. Oh yeah, come on, keep on the good work to motivate others and like that. But then in our trade area, we are promoting the competency-based learning currently. Because here,
Yes,
oh
I think.
yeah,
Thank you. It's very good that you have picked on the competition, avoiding competition, and how to motivate. So, competency-based education is one way of getting that, and I think you are doing a lot of training of younger people. I'm sure you will be effective in changing the attitude of the people. Now, with the time constraint in mind, uh, I kindly ask because I want everyone here listening, also on the online. Please write down the points, something that you learned from listening in this meeting, and send it on the WhatsApp so that we can collect it and share it as a group so that we remind ourselves. And who, Perimal, you raised your hand. Do you want to say anything? And Bamlak, do you want to say anything? Perimal, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just want to say that the And creating peace and harmony must begin in the neighborhood. We cannot be talking about people who are staying 50 kilometers away from us. I
Yeah,
would
sure.
like,
I promote that, sir. And in fact, it must begin with you as a person and not only the neighborhood. Before the neighborhood, you as a person gotta be peaceful and go out to the next door.
correct,
Yes, you're right.
correct.
Yes.
So who's the initiator? The initiator is me.
Yeah.
So
So you
we
gotta be
promote the
peaceful.
unity within us
Mm-hmm.
and the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
let us reflect some of the words from Master Abdul Baha. What he says, he explains that the more of the qualities of cooperation and mutual assistance are manifested by a people, the more will human society advance in progress and prosperity. This is what Abdul Baha says. And to go further on this, I would talk about who is the initiator. It's me,
Yeah.
not anybody else. So the initiator is, as a first step, an initiator identifies and brings together a few families to meet, reflect, and plan. Okay, and they go on. The families hold elevated conversation on themes and concepts pertaining to the spiritual and material advancement of civilization and pray together. Prayer is a constant dynamic in this grouping of friends coming together. The initiator worked at the same space as the friends surrounding them. So I am the initiator for this world peace. Okay, how can I have elevated conversation with families to tend to the needs of the neighborhood? So this is where everything boils up to. Thank you very much. This forum is very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Balmak is the one who has not spoken yet, and Jiva. Bamlak, do you want to say anything?
Yes, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Uh, well, everyone should participate in selfless service, and for that to happen, we should able to support each other, um, and yeah, and we should read more. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Are you joining from which country?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Thank you very much. So we have three friends from African continent. They are all youth and they are working hard. Thank you. So I really thank everyone who has contributed and attended this meeting and who are listening this online. I will form a group with these friends who attended today, and we will share our thoughts of what we listened and what we should be doing, and so that we can continue the dialogue in a group. And I also appeal to you, please join in the next meeting and share your experience in this period that is relevant to the peace building in the next meeting, in a brief experience. So, thank you. And Perimal, you want to say something?
One thing I want to say, that we are not going to educate people. We are going to share
Yes.
because everyone is educated.
Yes.
We are going to share our thoughts.
Yes.
There are always troublemakers everywhere. Actually, they are not troublemakers. They are making the way for us. Thank
I
you.
like that.
Yes. Yes. We share. Thank you. And bye-bye, everyone. God bless you all.
Bye. Thank you for
Bye.
inviting. Bye to everybody.
Bye.